Welcome back, chums, to day 2 of my Clash of Kings 2021 coverage. If you haven't seen part 1, then I highly recommend you go and watch it. Well, I say I highly recommend. Actually, don't, because I did very badly. So just watch this one. You never know, I might do just as badly, but at least it'll be over quicker. So, if you haven't watched the first one, very briefly, it is a 6-game, 2,300 point tournament over 2 days, and it was played out in October in Cardiff at Firestorm Games. I wanged on about that enough. One thing I haven't wanged on about is what I wanted to get out of the tournament. So normally when I go to a tournament, I say that I want to win 1 game and I'll be happy, because I am a modest gentleman. But I've just done really well at another 2-day tournament, so I thought, you know what, I'll push the barrel out. And my goal going in was to win 3 games. And you will note that on day 1, I won 1 and lost 2. So not really doing so spectacularly well in my goal, but tomorrow is another day, as they say, or I said, that I didn't actually say it, but you know, you get the sentiment. So very briefly, if you haven't seen it already, this was my list. If you can't be able to watch day 1, then rude. But anyway, 2 Impalers, a Kindred Archers, 2 Gargoyles, 2 Butcher Regiments, 2 Regiments of Horsemen, 1 with Caterpillar, 1 with Sharpness, a Shadow Hulk, an Archfiend, a Soul Bane, and 2 Summoner Crones, one of whom was on a horse, and one of whom had Boots of Flotation and Bane Chance. So that's my list. You will see, hopefully, how it works going forward. So my first game of day 2 was against a very nice man called Leo. Now, Leo is one of the... oh, bloody hell, I've forgotten the name. It was literally right in my head a second ago. Moonrakers! They're a team called the Moonrakers, a legendary team from the south of England. At least that's what they tell me. And Leo I have not played before, or even met before. So this was very exciting for me. And he was playing Nightstalkers, and I've not played a lot of Nightstalkers. So let's have a look at Leo's list. So he had, once again, it's my second list of the tournament with the Crystal Pendant. Anyway, he had a horde of Scarecrows with the Crystal Pendant and Retribution. He had 2 regiments of Reapers, both of which had the Scream Shard, which I believe gives them life leech 2 for 1 turn only. And 1 had Brew of Sharpness, 1 had Brew of Strength. He had a troop of Phantoms, a troop of Shadowhound, a regiment of Butchers, much like my own list. A Mind Screech, just the 1. Very unusual to see them in solo. Planar Apparition, a horde of Fiends with Caterpillar Potion, a Shadow Hulk, once again, like mine, and then he had 2 Horrors, both of whom had the Aura that gave Infantry Vicious. He's given them both Bane Charm instead of Lightning Bolt, and both Weakness, and one of them has the Conjurer Staff. And then, last but not least, he has Shakira, Shakira, the Wailing Shadow, who is like a super shade, flies around with dread, and has got a special ability that allows her to pull. It's like it's the opposite of Wind Blast, whatever that's called, Enthrall. But her Enthrall means that if you hit her, then you're in combat with her. Okay, so that was Leo's list. I am mostly scared in this list of the Reapers, as well I should be, because they are horrible. Just gross. Troops of Reapers I think are even worse, because they're still 20 attacks, but they're smaller. But regiments are a little bit more durable at 14, 16. And these ones, particularly the one with Brew of Sharpness, he said that anything they touch, they delete. And I fully believe him. So the best thing about this game is right at the beginning, look what I got! Oh, that's a bit of a blurry photo now I look at it. But isn't that nice? It's a little token to say you've played a Moonraker, and a pen! Which is brilliant. I was utterly overwhelmed with joy to have this. Look, there's Leo the Lion, you see, the lion. If you play all 4 of them and collect all 4 tokens, apparently there was a special prize, but no one got it. So I don't know what that is, but this is a courtesy of Mr. John Guns, who is a gentleman and a scholar. So that put me on a very happy mood to start with, and this is how it looked. So in brief, the terrain we had, these ones are, what would you say, rough terrain. Yeah, I think we said so. Height 0, I think we said like that. So we've got forests once again, bereft of trees. Height 6. We've got 2 hills in the middle. over here. 2 pieces of blocking terrain. Height 6 also. And no walls. No walls for you, sir. And we have deployed, as you see. So we are playing push with 3 tokens. I want to say 2 tokens and 1 in the middle. We've not yet put the 1 in the middle. Are we playing push? I should know this. I've got a pack somewhere. No, we're not. We're playing invade. Yes, right. I've got it now. We're playing invade. So we're playing invade, which is the one where you have to just get a majority unit over the centre line to score. These are the scarecrows, and these are the reapers, and these are also the reapers. These guys are the phantoms, which are flying kind of chaffy kind of things. These guys are butchers. This one is the planar apparition. This is the mind screech. These are the horde of fiends. I'm not sold on fiends, by the way, because they hit on 4s, which I think is rubbish. This is the Shadow Hulk, and over here is whatever's left over. Phantoms? No. Butchers? Shadow Hounds. These are Shadow Hounds. I should have recognised that from the size of the base. So Leo has deployed very heavily on the right-hand side, which I was secretly rather pleased about, because I've got my little melee block here, which you will recognise from if you've seen the previous games, but I realise you might not have seen those, so let's do it again. You've got butchers at the front with a Shadow Hulk in between, and then you have the Summoner Crone with boots there, and that is a Soulbane. Then you've got Impaler. Normally the archers are right next to them, but when he started deploying everything over this side, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to chuck my archers over here. They're useless at shooting, and this is invade. So hopefully he's going to ignore them, and it's going to trundle over the board and be 3 unit strength. That's the plan. Here's the mounted Summoner Crone, and then we've got Caterpillar horses, Sharpness horses, and there's my demon, and there's gargoyles, and gargoyles hiding from lightning bolt behind woods and buildings and things like that. So my plan here is literally to... I think I've got the strength here to beat out this side, right? Fiends aren't very strong. A Shadow Hulk takes a lot of killing, but I've got a lot of attacks here, right? I'm not scared of Shadow Hounds, so I think I've got the strength there. As soon as I saw what he was putting in the middle, because these are his killer units, right? I just need to play a delaying game with these guys while I smash here and then come and turn here, and then hopefully my archers will win the game by being up here. That's the plan. Let's see if it works. Oh, this is a nice side shot. Okay, and I apparently got first turn. Good, well done me. So first turn, I just enacted the plan. I pushed forward very, very aggressively, and left like that. So I've got my gargoyles here hiding behind the house, and over on the right, you see I've just pushed forward slightly outside of Shadowhound reach. And I said, right, go on then. You'll notice this is almost exactly the same situation I was in against the Ratkin. So last time, I pushed forward even more aggressively, and I plonked my gargoyles here with the knights behind them, right? At which point he backed off and shot off the gargoyles, right, leaving me exposed. Look at me learning. I'm so proud of myself. So I didn't this time. A little bit more cautious. So this was Leo's response, and he's just pushed forward. He's shoved his scarecrows with the crystal pendant. And he's got this terrifying pair of reapers behind them. Okay. Oh, 2 photographs of the same thing. Aren't you lucky? This is Eshenshire here, the Wailing Shadow, hiding behind this tower sneakily. And he's brought one of the phantoms over here to support his slightly underpowered line over here. Okay, that's what it looks like. And then some lightning bolt from the Mind Screech goes on my Summoner Crone for 2 damage, and she don't care. However, rather unfortunately, he used Mind Fog from, I think, from the Planar Apparition onto my Caterpillar horses, and double sixed it with no damage. He wavered them. Turn 1, which is rude. He also did another. Oh, is there some damage there? I don't think he did double six twice. Somehow he has wavered these butchers as well. I think maybe this damage is for the butchers. Yeah, that'll be it. He wavered them as well. Good roll in turn 1. let's move on to turn 2 and hope things go a little bit better. So, I have... Oh, no, it's not. It's not. Right, no. Sorry, it's not wavered. It's not wavered. I apologise. This W indicates weakness. It's weakness. So he's weakened the cavalry and he's weakened the butchers. Alright, that's what he's done. Wavered. What do I was thinking? I remember. I'm on face, it's fine. So, what I've done is I have seen this crystal pendant. I've decided that I am going to brave it. Because if you remember in the game against Matt James, the crystal pendant only did 3 wounds against my impalers. So I figured, how bad can it be? So I sent my Shadow Hulk and my butchers into the flank of the scarecrows to mess up its face, their collective scarecrowy faces. I've brought my chaff over here to kind of bring out the back. Archers are already in the opponent's half, so already scoring, which is great, and I've got impalers behind to follow through. So you see like this. I've had to leave them off the hill because these guys are also speed 6, and if I was on the hill, they would see me and kill me nearly instantly, which wouldn't be nice. Now, on the right-hand side, I've decided that now is the time because they can't back up enough now. So I have now done exactly the same as I did in the game against the Iraqian and pushed forward very aggressively. I've decided I've got enough here and here with these horses to take care of all of this. And so I've brought my Archfiend over to the side facing down the flank because I feel he's going to start pushing forward to take me on with his very, very hitty stuff, and I want to be able to kill him. So he can see me with these butchers. Zoink. But he's in my flank so he can't charge me because there's a bloody great big building in the way. Alrighty. Yeah, so I killed them, the scarecrows, and then I rolled a double 6, which means I had to resolve 12 hits at piercing 3 against both units. It's just like, what? So that was a gamble that didn't pay off, eh? So 8 points of damage on the Shadow Hulk and 9 points of damage on the Butchers. Ouch, to put it mildly. So then in response, this is how Leo responded. So he's got his Mind Screech here to try and lining off these gargoyles, which is a sensible thing to do. He sent these Reapers, which I believe are the Brew of Strength Reapers, into my Shadow Hulk. And he sent these Phantoms into these wounded Butchers. Okay. Which is fine. These are... Right, now this is just brilliant. I genuinely mean this is brilliant. One of the best moves I've ever seen in Kings of War. So clever. Really impressed. So on the right hand side, so he's gone, okay, fair enough. He's sent his Shadowhounds into the Sharpness horses to get murdered next turn, and he sent these Phantoms into Gargoyles to kill them, right? That means that next turn, theoretically, if I kill these, I'm going to get Shadow Hulked, and if I kill these, then I'm going to get Fiended. He's also got Butchers on the side here, so I need to be very careful about how I play. That's not the brilliant move, that's just normal. The brilliant move is this. So, he's moved up his Sharpness Reapers, who are the scariest unit on the table. And he's then flown Eshen Shira here. Now, don't forget, Eshen Shira has the Beguilement ability. So, she can drag Beguilement 7 units towards her, at which point they will be engaged in combat. Yeah. So she's going to cast Beguilement, pray for a 2, which she will probably get out of 7, at which point I will be in combat. Yeah. Which is fine. You think, okay, can't you just disengage? Sure. But if I kill Eshen Shira and turn, I'm going to get Reapered. If I kill Eshen Shira and back up, the max I can get, if I get 1, I'm going to get flanked. And if it's 2 or 3, this is Paul's thinking. Paul, why do I keep calling him Paul? Leo. Leo's thinking, if it's 2 or 3, it's a front, in which case the Reapers can still kill me. So, good. Just really clever use of the character. Let's see how I respond to it. So, these Phantoms kill off the wounded Butchers, unsurprisingly, because they were already on 9 wounds, but now they're going to get Impalers in the face. And the Brew of Strength Reapers kill off my wounded Shadow Hulk, who was on 8 wounds. He didn't last very long, did he? That's not surprising either. So they're also going to get impaled. Turn 3. So. Oh, sorry. Well, I've got an extra turn 3. How exciting. I thought I didn't take a turn 3. I think that might be out of sequence somewhat. It is out of sequence. This is just showing what happened before turn 3. Sorry about that. So obviously they killed the gargoyles and backed off. We got 3 points of damage onto these horses from the Shadowhounds. And the pull from Eshenshire worked and put 3 points of damage on my Archfiend so he can't fly anymore. So in response, I did this. So I thought it was a great trap. I genuinely think it's brilliant. But of course, I have the ability to move around, particularly because these phantoms move so far forward. I could then move my horses right back to murder them. I am opening myself up to potential flank from Reapers. I countercharged with the horses, and then I had lots of room here, and I just disengaged the Archfiend, and I moved him back 5. Right? So I moved him back 5, so now they can't even see me. Ah, I've escaped the trap. But I was proud to escape that trap, and I still think it was a brilliant trap. I've gone very blurry for these photographs. I apologise. So what's happened is I've flown the gargoyles around to here to face down flanks. I've gone in with butchers into the Mind Screech to stop them shooting at me, and then impalers into both. So there's also a Soulbane and impalers into the Brew of Strength Reapers, and these impalers into these phantoms. Okay. And then aww. So 6 wounds from the butchers onto the Mind Screech. We've got how many? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12 wounds onto these guys. There are 14, 16. The Reapers, and that's my double one. So yeah. Whoops. That sucks. Happens though, eh? I have killed both of the units here, and then I backed up these guys. I think I rolled a 2, but it means that there's a double front from butchers and from fiends, and I left these guys where they are. So that is, I assume his Shadowhawk will come in here. We'll see what he does. Oh, I forgot to rotate this one. Wow. It doesn't actually show you anything. So. And over here, what happened here? That's just showing you the outcome. Oh, so right, yeah, so that's just showing the Impalers killed the other Reapers. So this must be his turn 3. Yeah, it is. Because he's obviously gone back in with these guys who've been given a temporary reprieve. And he's flown his planar apparition just to sit on the hill in front of these Impalers. Because over here he's got his sharpness Reapers over here, and I'm looking at them. So what he's using the height of the planar apparition to block my line of sight, right? So I can't see them, which is cool. Also ensnaring, very hard to kill. Annoying. Okie dokie dokie. And then over here, so unable to fit everything in against these Caterpillar horses, he's gone with the double, so he's gone butchers and fiends. Let's see if I can survive that. Eshenshire has again gone into the Archfiend just to lock him down, and the Reapers have popped their head around the corner to say, go on, try and run off this time. Okay. And then the Shadowhawk is, he's actually facing this way, obviously. But he's gone into those horses. Let's see what happens. Weakened! Yes, so then he casts weakness on me, which is rude. And that's my Impalers being decimated by Brew of Strength Reapers. Very rude. Oh, I think this Mind Screech actually wavered last turn. I can see a whoop on the base there. So he just sat there. And yeah, that's fine. I think Leo made a mistake here, if I'm honest, because he sent these Reapers back into the Impalers, but realistically, if he'd gone into the Soulbane and killed it, he could have overrun it again and killed 2 with 1. But it's not guaranteed, is it? Look at that! So his dice, unfortunately, let him down at this point. So this double charge has done 7 points of damage into my horses. And he's rolled a 4, which is not enough, which I was very happy about. And then Eshenshire... Oh, so I think I did some drain lifing, clearly, over here, possibly this way or whatever. It was last turn drain lifing, so I healed my Archfiend back down to 1. Anyway, the Shadowhawk put these guys up to 6, and they're okay too. Turn 4. Did Archfiend even hit him? She must have done. Hang on. Yes, because he was wounded. I actually healed all of his wounds away. So she did the one wound needed to lock him down. Turn 4. So over here, I'm getting a little bit tired of this Mind Screech, so I've gone from a flank because I was well over on the side. I brought the archers up as well, just, they want to do something, they're bored. And then I've sent the gargoyles into the flank of these reapers and the soulbane into the front. They're already on an absolute metric ton of wounds, so they should die now. And then I've brought my Summoner Chrome over to help out in the fight against this Planar Apparition. Actually, I think I've gone in for a Bane Chant, which I think she failed. And then I have gone countercharge. So I've countercharged the Fiends, and I think that's what's happened. So the Archfiend has gone into Eshenshira because I'm hoping to kill her and overrun 4. So I need to run 4 inches here to kill Eshenshira and then go into these Reapers. Because if they touch me, I will die. My dice are with me. Butchers put an extra 6 wounds from their flank onto this Mind Screech. Another double 1. Skills. You're welcome. However, the Reaper's not quite so lucky. There's a lot of wounds. 6, 12 plus 8, 20 wounds. Bosh. Not Mind Screech. Whatever this one's called. Planar Apparition. Oh, that's the Soulbane rolling forwards. Planar Apparition, look at that. 7 wounds. Off your pop. That was good rolling, wasn't it? And over here, look at that. I've killed Eshenshira. Do I get the overrun? You bet I do. You bet I do. Do I roll a 4? Yes, I do. Do I kill them in a single round? Yes, I do. That is very, very lucky for me. And that is game-changing because those Reapers hanging around the rear of all my punchy stuff over here was a nightmare. So the Archfiend absolutely paid for himself in this match. He was man of the match for me completely. He absolutely smashed it. Because I'm rolling double 1s all over the place. I need something to work. Really happy about that. These horses not doing so well, but they did 9 wounds against these Fiends who then... Oh, well, wavered. There's a waver. So I wavered them. Bad luck, Fiends. And there's 6 wounds onto the Shadow Hulk, which never die. So here we go. Into Paul's turn. So he... What? Stop calling him Paul. His name's Leo. I don't even know anyone called Paul. Very strange. Leo has countercharged my Butcher's hit with his immortal frickin' Mind Screech. Over here, unfortunately, the wounded Fiends just have to back up. Which is real bad times, because I think the Butchers couldn't get in. Somehow, anyway. And then the Shadow Hulk is having a lovely time. I think the Shadow Hulk might have flanked me, actually. That's what's happened here. So he's backed up an inch. So he's disengaged, backed up an inch, at which point he can see me, right? And then he's gone into the flank of these horses. Nasty. What are we showing? I don't know. Just happy times. What that D stands for? Oh, that's disordered. They're really cool, aren't they, the little letters? Oh, these are the horrors running around like fools. They're like literally just running everywhere they can to get out of stuff. So yes, so that flank, of course, killed off the Caterpillar Horsemen. So it's a little bit more even now over here. He's still got his Fiends, but they are very wounded. Shadow Hulk is looking strong, and the Butchers haven't got any wounds on them yet. Nasty. Wow! So, well, clearly I'm very excited, but that shows that it's turn 5. So, the archers at this point decide to get stuck in. Not with bows, but they decided to flank this ridiculous Mind Screech and try and finish him off. We've also got some Drain Life, just like why not. And yes, so I see, that's why. So he was very worried about what's going on here, but unfortunately it's now, I've got gargoyles, and these impalers came off the hill because they could see these lovely Butchers. The Archfiend had turned around and could see the Fiends and went into them, and we just carried on smushing up Shadow Hulk over here with help from the Drain Life from my Summoner Cone. Weakened again though. Rude. Stop weakening me, man. Got a Bane Chant off onto the archers. Go on, lads. Yep, that happened. That's 20 wounds on a Mind Screech. Another double one. My 4th, I believe. Oh no, that's the 4th. That's the 3rd. That's the 4th. So 18 wounds from that. There was a hindered flank from Gargoyles and an unhindered flank from Impalers onto this Butcher Regiment. 18 wounds. 4th double one of the game. No double one there though. So the Archfiend definitely finished off the Fiends. So, I mean, at this point, these double ones are somewhat irrelevant. But they were just very funny. How do we do? Oh, we're going 10 wounds. He's on. He's killable now. Still not dead. So counter charge, and obviously he went. At this point, there's very little you can do. So he went into the Gargoyles because they're easier to kill for some points. Okay. 9. Oh, so we are both weakened and wavered. Yeah, so he's wavered my horses with 9 wounds, but that doesn't matter because they got Fury. It's just sad, isn't it? I mean, that is really sad. These butchers are like, oh, we're on 18 wounds, but we're still going to kill you, Gargoyles. 1 point of damage, doesn't manage the kill. It's just like shameful. Go back to the Nether Realms. Yeah, the ultimate Mind Screech, still trying to kill the butchers, utterly failing. Turn 6 now. So in turn 6, it's a very nasty situation for everything on the board. So these poor butchers, having tried their best to kill the Gargoyles and failed, have got rear charged by an Archfiend. The Shadowhawks got flank charged by Impalers and front charged by Sharpness Horsemen. And that dickhead's getting it. There he goes. Boff! Off you go. Don't you dare come back. And yeah, you can go too. And yeah, you can go too. So at this point, unfortunately, Leo's just got 2 horrors left. And they decide to... He's like, well, let's go for it. Both of them try and rear charge my Summoner Chrome. I think he does a wound. Yeah. But no, I think it's the end of the slideshow. Yep, that's the end. So a very good victory there. So yeah, I think my army just had the decent counter to the stuff that Leo was bringing, unfortunately. And I think it was really from deployment he was struggling, because he put all his punchy stuff in the middle, and then my punchy stuff was against his kind of more durable things. So that's kind of how it played out, which was very lucky for me, even with four double ones. But let's move on to game number 2. No, game 5. That was game 4. Another win, hurrah! So I'm now 2-2. And so we plough into game 5 versus Tom, who came over from Dublin. So my first international game, which is very exciting. If you watched the Mantic live stream, you would have seen Tom playing game 1 with his Empire of Dust and winning that game. So he clearly lost a few more because he was facing me. No offence to him, well, offence to me, definitely. So although I had just 1, right? So theoretically, actually, he's done quite well. 2-2, right? Anyway, move on. I've started off badly. He has. This is kind of what I expect to see more in a Empire of Dust list compared to the last Empire of Dust list I played. So he's got 2 regiments of Skeleton Warriors, a Horde of Revenants with the Brew of Strength, making them crushing 2, a Regiment of Scavengers, 3 Hordes of Enslaved Guardians, which apparently is the correct amount of Hordes of Enslaved Guardians, 1 with Striding Boots, 1 with Sharpness, and 1 with nothing, a Bone Giant, a Soul Snare, a Standard Bearer with a Tome of Darkness, which is kind of cool, and then a Pathis, Champion of Death, and the Idol of Shobik. So he's got a lot of the toys, right, that you would want to take. Particularly Shobik, the immovable, the unkillable, is a nightmare. And the Pathis is just a ridiculously good dragon. A lot of points though. So we were playing push in this one. It was push in this one, not push in the last one. And so you can see here, this is our board, not dissimilar to the last board, I guess, in some ways. So again, we have these rough terrain, height 1 or height 0, whatever. 2 hills, height 3. We have a couple of walls this time, very excitingly, height 2 walls. Again, 1 tree forests. Oh, that tree's been felled. Height 6. And 2 pieces of blocking terrain at height 6. Alrighty. And this is how we deploy. So, confusingly, we switch sides. Sorry about that. Yeah, you'll live. So, once again, I have deployed exactly as previously. Like, literally, it's it's just easier, isn't it, to pop it down. And then all my fast stuff slightly shuffled around, but pretty much the same on the right hand side, right? There's no long range shooting here, so I'm not scared about gargoyles or anything like that. What I do want to do is get onto this hill nice and quick so I can see. Alright? So Tom in response, so he's got, this is his horde of revenants here. He put them into the rough terrain. Not sure why, because what we've got in front of him is a wall, which he's going to have to get over at speed 5. It's going to take a long time. So anyway, that's the soul snare. These are skeletons. This guy is Shobik here. And he's got 2 of his hordes of enslaved guardians here. I can't remember which is which. Sorry. Oh, I can remember actually. The one with the rock is Sharpness. There you go. And these ones over here are Strider. Alright, there's the standard bearer with his Surge. You've got Bone Giant, Pappy, Scavengers. Pathos, sorry. Alright, so I'm quite happy again with this. So this stuff is really hard to kill, but it's going to take a long time to grind through my stuff. And I think I mean, Apathis is a nightmare, and these guys are good, but I've got more here. Okay, Shobik. I'm planning to get my giant into Shobik as soon as possible and just sit there, for as long as possible. Here's a little close-up look. That lovely army, really lovely. Actually, very nicely done. Okay. Obviously, it's a Warhammer army. I think repurposed, right? Oh, I know. I'm showing you. I'm showing you where the tokens go. We've got 1 token here. He's got 1 token here. We have 2 tokens each, and then 1 in the middle. Right, and both of mine are on my archers. This screenshot is shows how badly painted they are. So let's move on. So Tom wins first turn and takes it, and he shambles forwards. Now, interesting point here. Notice how tight he's kept his formation. I think this is going to cause him problems. In fact, it's going to cause him problems next go, but we'll see. It's always worth to keep a little bit more space for manoeuvring, particularly if you've got Surge. And particularly this is very tight in front of these Scavengers. So, you've got them in the right height, a clever height order, I have to say. 2, height 3, height 6. Right, so everyone can see, but there's not enough space to properly manoeuvre. So I do this. So I shuffle these guys forward, not too fast. You'll notice on the left-hand side, the archers have had a look at all this. The archers who have the tokens have gone, yeah, okay, bye. And they've gone off this way. We'll see some more about that later. But on the right-hand side, I've pushed forward pretty aggressively. And I've shoved my gargoyles into the Scavengers. I'm not going to kill them as a hindered charge. I don't care. As long as I do 1 wound. And then I've got everything else lined up. So we're just out of 20. Just out of 20. Just out of 20. Alright? Because this is a very bad situation now. Because these guys can't move because they're stuck. Turn 2, you'll see. So Tom uses these little knitting counter things. So I can't tell you how many wounds I did because I can't remember, but it was 1 or 2. So that's what happened. So then he just had to countercharge because he obviously wanted to turn and go in with these guys, but he couldn't because there's not enough room. If you slid across to share the base as you're supposed to here with the Scavengers, you can't turn enough. So if you manage to turn, you end up like this, and you go off down here, you don't hit. So he's log jammed, unfortunately. More shamble forward. Nothing more for him to do. I think he does drain something with the soul snare. Let's see if I take a picture of that. So on the right hand side, because he's realised he's got himself this situation, so he simply shuffled these guys left and shuffled these guys right, ready for next turn, which is fair. Yeah, he drained my Shadow Hulk for 3. Rude! And then on the counter charge, the Scavengers murdered the Gargoyles with only 3 wounds. So now he's only taken. So I now go in because my plan, as always with push, is to ignore the opponent's tokens. Well, I'm actually in with them. To make sure my 2 tokens, which are now over here, get over the half, and then steal the other token in the middle, right? So at least I win 3 to 2, or wherever it is when I'm over the thing. So these guys have just belted off this way, and we're going to carry on going up here, and I hope he ignores me for the rest of the turn. I've sent Impalers and Soulbane into the Revenants. And then I have... What have I done? So I've double charged these skeletons with the Shadowhawk and the Butchers. And the Butchers have... It's underneath them, but the Butchers have picked up the token. Okay. My Gargoyles are facing off this way, just in case we get a Pathis over the back. And these Butchers have gone into the Skeletons. Alright, so it's a nice line. It's not very surgeable. Nothing can be surged into. And then over here... The Impalers that were here had a lovely flank onto these Scavengers. So rather than, because I was still worried actually, that move that he'd done moving stuff across put him in a really nice position once the Scavenger's dead, because he's then got 3 powerful units ready to charge in. So I decided to just leave my horses. So the horses, they are within range of Apathis. He can charge one of them, but there's an Archfiend over here. So whichever one he charges, he's going to get, because the Impalers have gone into the flank and I'm planning to run them. Maybe run them forward, I haven't decided. And my Archfiend is here. So this is the Archfiend. If you think about his line of wherever it is, facings, everyone's in his flank and they can't get in. There's not enough room for a 75 to fit here. So I've used the terrain to my advantage. So then if the Impalers run forwards, they're going to block and die, but they will block the approach, and then I can hammer home with horses. Hammer home with horses. Alliterative. What's that showing? That's showing some drain life. So some drain life from the skeletons has healed the Shadowhawk down to 1, which is very annoying, I should think. Is it showing anything else? No. And then, so we killed these skeletons, and I overran the Shadowhawk into Shobik. And then I backed up the other ones, the Butchers, because I backed these ones up because they've got the token. And notice that this, if he countercharges with Shobik, then these guys, who are the regular ones, the regular Enslaved Guardians, don't have enough room to charge in because they're blocked by their own unit. They'd have to disengage. They couldn't even disengage because they're blocked in by the other unit. They have to back those up, disengage these, shuffle left, disengage Shobik, shuffle left, and then come in. It's barely worth it. So yeah, good. And there's been some wounds here, some wounds here. I don't know how many. And we killed the scavengers. And I just turned rather than take the charge. I guess the Slave Guardians charge 12, right? So they're not in range of these horses. So I figured, oh, fine, charge my Impalers. Fine, go ahead, turn 3. So rather than do that kind of shuffling, he simply countercharges, because he's stuck. But he does bring Apathis over, and that's bad for me. So Apathis is now decided to join the fight here because that's where the tokens are, which is very sensible. Over here, so we go in there, and the Bone Giant comes forward to face off against Horseman. We take 4 wounds onto the Impalers, and well, again, he could have gone into the Soulbane, but it might not have killed him. Even Crushing 2, though. Crushing 2 is pretty good. Oh, in fact, they killed the Impalers, so they almost certainly could have killed the Soulbane, who's roughly the same wounds, but less defense. More defense, I mean. We're on 3s, they're supposed to be on 2s, I guess. Anyway, Impalers die. Soulbane is now facing off a giant horde of Revenants. And these Impalers die to this charge from the Enslaved Guardians. And everyone said, I guess I've forgotten to take a picture of the dice. Right. Oh, it's my go, isn't it? Because I went second. So these archers are now, buggered off completely. We're off. See you later. With my tokens. And I have decided to go in like this. So Sharpness horses into Bone Giant, Caterpillar horses into the Enslaved Guardians. Notice I've turned. So these Butchers were here. Back off. I've now turned them. Yay. That's a terrible drawing. And I've gone this way because I'm winning here and I want this token to win, so off I go. Then I've taken the Gargoyles, who were here-ish. Not here-ish. They were here-ish. They could see Shobik. So we've gone into Shobik, not Shobik, Apathis. And then my Archfiend, who was here, has simply turned gone over the house, 10, and turned again. That's bad for Apophis, because now if I lock him down, if I manage to hit him and do a wound, he's got an Archfiend in the back. I was quite pleased with that move. I thought it was good. Oh, that must be turn 4. Wow, I've been really remiss. Where is it? Oh, no, it's not. It's still my go. Sorry. So my Soulbane's on the hill, and the Horde is not on the hill. So the Soulbane disengages, and Nimble charges around here to stop this guy drain lifing, because he wants... that's annoying. Goodbye. And then we countercharge with this guy's. No, I'm back down to 7 wounds, thanks to some draining lifing. The archers are buggering off. Thank you. So you can see there, the little thing for wounds have been done. These Enslaved Guardians buy it, which is very lucky from that charge. I was off a hill, to be fair, from the Caterpillar horses. The Giant seems okay. They can't have done no wounds. I don't know how many wounds I did, but I definitely hit him. And I did some wounds to the Soul Snare, didn't kill it. We killed the skeletons with these butchers, and we overran into these Enslaved Guardians. These are the Sharpness Enslaved Guardians, so these guys are dead next turn. Yep. And now turn 4. Oh, okay, now it's turn 4. So, the Revenants now having nothing to fight, turn and go onto the hill. Charge. Still can't get these guys in. So, I think kind of sitting with this unit, I'm not sure what I would have done, but I would have probably got Shobik out of there and let the Enslaved Guardians do their work. He could definitely have got out of there, I think. Anyway. And he brought the Standard Bearer over here. I think he turned Apophis. I think he wanted to surge him, but he forgot he wasn't surgeable, which was bad times. So I think he just literally just turned him. Yeah. I don't know where the wounds went for this Bone Giant. Maybe I sent both horses into the Fiends. Fiends are bigger, aren't they? So it would have been like that. Yeah, maybe that's what happened. I think it was what happened. I double charged my horsemen into the Fiends. Into the Fiends, what are they called? Enslaved Guardians. No wonder they died. So that's why the Bone Giant's got no wounds. Oh, right, no he didn't. So he just went into the Gargoyles. He went to kill the Gargoyles, yeah. Because that didn't work. So obviously these butchers died. He definitely had more than 3 wounds. Shadow Hulk now up to 13 wounds. Still not dead. I have to say, I think this must have been incredibly frustrating. The Shadow Hulk just literally sat there blocking all of this and not flipping dying. And the Gargoyles obviously cucked it because Apophis squished them into a tiny squelchy pile. So, on my turn 4, I decided that I didn't want to fight Apophis with the Archfiend, and I had a lovely line of sight over here to the flank of the Soul Snare. So I took it. Because that was, triple and double wounds. So 9, 27, 54 attacks on 3s and 2s. Nice. And then the Soulbane went back to fighting the Horde of Revenants because, why not? Whoa, forgot to rotate that one. I'm literally turning my head on the side to tell you what happened here. Oh yeah, so the Caterpillar horses went into Apophis. And then, right, so this is the... I'm really sorry about this. The butcher's just kind of wandering back into his half because I'm sneaking past the Bone Giant to get out of there. So that's my Soulbane. I finally managed to get a picture of how many wounds there's. 6 wounds there from the Soulbane. Notice his spear's got a bit bent. Sad times. Version 1 model there. We killed the Soul Snare, not surprising, and now I'm facing both of your rears, but it's fine. You can turn around and surge. We did some wounds from onto Apophis. We killed the Bone Giant with the Sharpness horses. Bit of Drain Life helped as well. It's looking very, very bad for the Empire of Dust now, because now my token is well over the halfway line. Everything is locked down. Turn 5. It's so frustrating for him. So frustrating. So he turned these guys round, ready to surge into my Archfiend. These guys, he turned around also. He started to forget the show because he's seen what's happening here. And he's going to send them in here to help. Counter charge from the Horde of Revenants, obviously. that's just showing, I think Apathis charging. So Apathis does a colossal 1 wound. He rolls like a dog. 1 wound onto the horseman. Very poor. Very sad. Gets that surge off though. 8 wounds onto the Soulbane, and he is standing firm. You can see my banner that I painted there. It's alright, innit? Yeah, so he's standing firm with 8 wounds. What a legend. I mean, that's just not fair, is it? So, I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. So, that is 16 wounds. So, he needed a 4 to kill him. He's dash 20. He rolled a 3. And I really felt for Tom at this point. He's been, my plan was to put the Shadowhawk into Shobik and see how long he lasted. I didn't expect him to last the whole game. It was really very unfair. Also, there you go. It wasn't 1 wound. I'm so sorry. It was 7 wounds and wavered. Doesn't matter. I've got Fury. 10 wounds there from the Enslaved Guardians with Sharpness onto the Archfiend, which is a lot of wounds, but he's still there. So that's how it looks. So I just countercharge, countercharge, and countercharge because nothing else to do on that side. And we countercharge into... where's the Apathis gone? Oh, I killed him. Oh. So yeah. The countercharge into Apathis, plus a legendary amount of Drain Life. So 6 wounds of Drain Life from these guys healed them from 7 to 1. And he died. So you can also see I've also got another unit of horsemen ready to come in. The butchers, by the way, are just wandering off with the token. Turn 6. Oh look, a picture that's the right way round. How excellent. And so it's just, at this point, he's just like, do you know what, sod you, which is fair, and I felt bad. It was countercharge, countercharge, countercharge. I think all 3 of these units will die this turn, so at least he gets the points. And then these guys came into my horsemen. Like, yay. Yeah, the butcher's just like, bye, see you later. And dead, dead, and dead. So, the points definitely went up, killed this turn, because that is a very large amount of points killed in a single turn. These guys up to 10, and just to rub salt into this very bitter wound. There's the double 1. There's the double 1. Oh, I feel bad. I do feel bad. Yep, and counter charge, and we get a turn 7. At which point he's like, Shobik's turned around. Turn 7, Shobik's like, right, you're going to die. We're going to kill you. In we come. And they die. And I go into them because why not? Nothing to lose now. Turn 7. Boom. And they die too. And that's the end of the game. So yeah, another win. So that's my 3 wins. Hurrah! And so that puts me within reach. If I win the next game, I'll finish pretty high up. Because I'll have 4 and 2. So let's see what that game is. And so we plough into game 6, the final game. So at this point, I've done some work to redeem myself. And in fact, if I win this game, I will be somewhere in the top 20, which is nice. And there's some brutal irony here. So if you are a long-time viewer of this channel, in which case I apologise to you, you will remember Franticon, where my final game after having not a great tournament was against Nick Williams' Scarecrow army playing Dominate. So this final game, I was against a very, very, very nice man called Andy. Andy? I'm going to call you Andy. Playing Undead. And you may recognise this army. It's 11 hordes of zombies. 2 hordes of zombie trolls with some items that we forgot about for the entire game. 2 Gorblights. And 3 Necromancers. All of whom give the zombies vicious. One of them has got Inspiring though, which is an upgrade on his 2,000 point list, by the way. So it's zombie spam. Well, at least I'm not playing a scenario like Dominate, like I was against the Scarecrows, right? Wrong, it's Dominate again. Yep. So look at it. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Very funny. So, once again, playing Dominate against 11 hordes of zombies rather than 9 hordes of Scarecrows. So, hey, it is what it is. So that's pretty funny. Now, the difference here is that I now know how to beat these type of lists, right? There is a method to beat them, which is you need to punch through one side and then swing around and take it and hold up the rest of them, and then swing around with your punch and churn Right, you just need to kill and kill and kill. Right, that's how you beat armies like this. Spoiler warning. It doesn't help if it's Dominate, because Dominate, they're all heading to the same place. So I set up accordingly. So Andrew just literally put his stuff where things fitted. This is blocking terrain, by the way. This is blocking terrain. We have rough terrain and these squares, which are really annoying because they've got fixed trees on them. Hill. Hill. I think we went that as forest. We didn't play any part in the game, so it's not important. Wall. Wall. Alrighty. So, I have put my block in the middle here, as normal. And some archers on the left here. I've put Archfiend on the right, with some gargoyles behind, because I am worried about the trolls and the trolls. These trolls I wasn't worried about, because they're all the way over there. They're going to take ages to come around. This block here is worrying. That's the Necromancers, by the way. That's a Gorblight. Can't see the other one. Wow, where is it? It's over here somewhere. I know. Maybe he hadn't put it out by that point. Is it another screenshot? So I'm gonna put it out. There he is. We finally got there. There he is. There's the other Gorblight. Inspiring Necromancer here. Not Inspiring Necromancer. And there's another one somewhere. Quite hard to see, eh? Maybe here? Who knows? So, these guys are going to take ages to come in. This block is very worrying, so I put my Archfiend here across that. And my punch side is here. So I've got both horsemen here. And the plan is smash and burn. Okay? Let's see how I go. So, turn 1. And I get the first turn, which is lovely. So I just move forward as fast as I can. And begin the plan. Very short turns, by the way, when you're playing, because I haven't got any long range shooting. He's got nothing, apart from a bit of drain life. So he just trundles forward like that, struggling to get things over this rough terrain here, but nothing exciting. Can you see the Necromancer yet? Yeah, no. Yeah, he's somewhere. Where is he? By the way, kudos to Andy. Painting this many zombies is nuts. Like, crazy nuts. I can't see any Necromancers. They are there. They'll bear relevance later. Well, here's definitely one. The others are somewhere as well. I mean, I think they're flat behind the units, which is why. So the trolls, annoyingly, already coming into play. So, onto my turn 2. So here's how I do it. If I had a choice here, let's go back. I could have gone here and here, right? Taking care of these trolls because they wouldn't survive that, these horses of the hill. But at this point, the amount of nerve on a zombie horde is -22. I'm not sure how much effort it takes to kill one. So I think what I'll do is I'll put both horses in, right? And then I block the flank with the gargoyles. So these trolls will of course come into the gargoyles. It's unlikely these horses will die. I can then back up these guys. I can disengage them 1 inch and go into the trolls, right? Take care of them. That's the plan. And in the meantime, everything else is a delaying tactic. Like, that's not going to die, that's not going to die, that's not going to die. They're just going to sit around. Yeah. So we did. And unsurprisingly, we killed that zombie horde. Great. Good job, me. Nothing else died, but I put wounds and everything. I think that's fireball damage from the demon, from the Archfiend. Okay. And this is how he responded. So obviously he went in with the trolls into the gargoyles, and he sent the Gorblight and the zombie horde both into the sharpness horses with drain life support. Can you see what's going to happen? And then he went in here, so front and flank on these, probably used for the blurry photograph, onto these butchers. Okay. That's some drain life. Oh, that's it's Cloak of Death from the Gorblight. Gargoyles died. Okay. But that was a surprise. A big surprise. So, we were like this. This is my most powerful unit. And don't forget my plan next turn. Back up 1 inch, go into the trolls. They're dead. And it wasn't the Gorblight, and it wasn't the drain life. It was the zombies. I have never in my life seen so many 5s and 6s. He rolled 18 5s and 6s off of 25 dice. And we both looked at it like, wow, that seems a lot. And he went, that does seem a lot, doesn't it? And then he rolled 12 damage, as you can see. or 11 damage, whatever it was. And he rolled the 4 twice that he needed to get them off. So this is a big problem right at the beginning. Now I've got trolls on my flank. Anyway, over here we're all okay. Everyone, so 8 damage onto these guys, which is a lot, but they're okay. And I've got drain life, and then just middling damage on the other guys, so we're okay. And that's how he ended up. So the Gore Black ran forward. Turn 3. So I didn't really have a choice. I now have to kill these guys with these horses or face the consequences, which is poor. And I sent everything into the other one, so now I'm just... This is the plan, right? Churn through and turn around. So these guys are going to kill these zombies. And I have turned, so I've countercharged with the hurt butchers onto this horde and sent my impalers into this one. This is all delaying stuff, right? But the best tactic I found, the best bit I did, so you can see him here. There's the Inspiring Necromancer, right? And he's turned to Bane Chant these guys. Okay. I think those guys, yeah. Or maybe these guys. Anyway, he turned to Bane Chant. And you can see my flyer here looking hungrily because you can nimble charge an individual because he's not flat against the back, which is what I did. Brilliant. So I sent my gargoyles over around the flat back as well because they are, even against zombies, they're good, especially in the rear. And Archfiend has gone into Necromancer. If I get an overrun of 3, I get flank on trolls, which is the unit I was worried about. Good news. What happened here? That's just showing the same thing again. Maybe it was some drain life or something. Yeah, who knows. That's a point of damage from drain life, I think. Oh, that's the Soulbane. Maybe we say the Soulbane went in the flank as well, just to make sure they actually did die. Great. Bit of dread. So some heal goes on. So these guys are now down to 5 here, which is good. Yeah. And we got it. So that's a lot of damage. 18 damage from them. So that's brilliant news. Oh, that one's less good news. So brilliant news there. So I can then turn to face the trolls. So 12, 14 damage there and a nice double 1. Poop. But the Shadow Hulk really, came into his own like a legend and smashed the living arse off of that one all by himself. So I'm beginning to punch out the middle, which is good. 4 damage from them and 9 damage at the top here. Not enough. Hopefully we can survive next round. Better though. Necromancer died. Ba-boom. And for Flam! Right into the flank of the trolls. Took him out. Wow. That's good news. Now, he can, of course... Oh, but this is the Shadow Hulk, by the way, overrunning all the way here. So, yeah. He's going to have to do some really fancy surge shenanigans. He's now got no Inspiring. Looking good. And I turn like this because I figured, whatever. You're going to surge. You may as well only get one flank, right? So, yeah, here, like this. So, Gorblight came into me here. Now, why is he not? I think he wants a surge, maybe? Yeah, I think it's going to be a surge. We'll see. And then he turned. Right, this is interesting. So, at the bottom here, he's just carried on going in. These guys are heading off down this way. And I didn't find out why, but Andy had forgotten the scenario and thought he was playing Control. He was going off to claim a segment down there. It's quite funny. Poor guy. So we've got Gorblights coming in here to give Cloak of Death to these guys, who are looking a little bit weary, but we're okay. He's then turned both of these hordes, this one and this one, he's turned all the way round, right? Change facing to surge in. And you'll see what happens in a minute. Because he needs to kill the demon with that, otherwise he's going to get rear charged by a Shadow Hulk. Right? So he does his first surge, which is this one. He chooses the front to go first. He's about to do the second one. I say, I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to stop you because you've now blocked your surge. Right? So if these guys surge, they hit the other zombies here. They can't go in. And in fact, that would have been the same the other way as well. I think. No, actually, yeah, it's just unfortunate, really. But, it's the end of 6 games. It's 2 days. We're all really tired. If he'd have done this one first, they would have come to here. And then he could have surged the second one into the front. But he did it the wrong way round, unfortunately. And I had to say I'm really sorry. But now I'm going to get rear charge because you can't surge these ones in. Ouch! So this is really my saving grace because I am on an uphill struggle here. But it's looking quite good. What's going on there? That's Cloak of Death, I think. Cloak of Death from the Gorblight. Yep. Don't like that. And yeah, didn't like that either. I think they are both charging in here. Yeah, they are both in here, but this stupid hill is so poor, the trolls wouldn't balance. So they are both in on the horses. And the horses die. Which is not nice. Not a fan. Don't like it. Look at this poor summoner crone sitting there on her own. And all I've got is a soulbane to hold off a horde of zombie trolls and a goreblight. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Even worse. Was there? Yep. Even worse. The butchers that were here also die. 10 wounds is enough to get rid of them. My left flank is beginning to collapse. So 2 damage from this zombie horde onto my archfiend. Didn't like that. And these butchers finally take it. So I'm beginning to crumble at the sides. 8 wounds on these guys. They're still going strong. Turn 4. So let's have a look at turn 4. Yeah. So there's a lot left here, which is worrying. The zombie trolls is a big worry. These guys will die. These guys will die. Okay, so we'll have... These guys will probably die. But I'm running out of stuff. I've got a soulbane to stop the zombie trolls. Got some archers that basically can't do anything. Impalers, they're unwounded, but we'll see how we do. He's still dash 20. He's great. It's very much hanging on a thread here, isn't it? This is the dominate zone, by the way. So if you imagine like this. I've got archers in there at the moment. I'm just trying to keep everything away so the archers can win the game again. So, to finish off these guys, I send in gargoyles and my archfiend. Impalers go in here. I think these guys might have been wavered, actually. That's why they're not looking very well. I think they're wavered. Such bad news. So I had to just step back, so at least it was a front. Or a hindered flank here. Didn't like that. Yep, so soulbane goes to trolls. Everything else, as I've talked about. I move my archers around, so people have to have hindered charges on them. There's some drain life, healing him back down to 1, which is what we need. 2 damage from the soulbane on the old zombie trolls. Go on, sir. Go on, my son. Go on, my son. And we kill that zombie horde, which is great news. But there's still 1 more zombie horde left on this side. So a nice hinder. This was a forest or something anyway. Yeah, it was a forest, but it's now hindered. And we've killed this zombie horde as well. So we are clearing out. I'll turn this way because I need to protect against zombie trolls. 12 damage on these guys. Don't manage to get rid of them, which is bad news. And then drain life wavers my crone. Didn't like that. That's the cloak of death stuff. So yes, now the unfortunately I missed the turn. As in I should have turned a bit more because I've got goreblight in the flank, zombies in the front. Zombies in the front don't care. Goreblight in the flank very much do care because it takes care of them. Oh god, now I've got nothing. And worse, the zombie trolls go right through my soulbane. Literally right through him. Cloak of death and drain life and zombie trolls in the front. He can't stand it. They overrun straight into my summoner crone and then smash her as well right into the archers. Oh god. Oh, it's painful to watch again. 8 wounds on the archers and a double 1. I'm saved. Not sure I'm going to be able to pull this back though. So rear charge there from these guys onto my a hindered rear charge onto my what's he called? Shadow Hulk. 8 wounds, he's fine. But look, these guys have realised they're playing the wrong scenario and are starting to come round. Yeah. Things are falling apart here. So 5 damage onto him, he didn't care. But he's stuck. He's stuck at the back of the board. There we go. So here's a group shot. At turn 5, what we're looking at. So you can see now the collapse on the left flank is just a bit too much. A bit too much because I've got zombie trolls. All I've got is archers. And the zombie trolls they've only got 3 wounds. Got a horde there. Horde. These guys, God knows where they are. I failed to kill these. There's not a lot I can do. I'm running out of unit strength. Turn 5, so I move my gargoyles off because I think I need to go here, and I figure I can probably finish off these with my demon alone, and I don't, which is bad news. He's stuck. I do kill off the 11 wound horde here. And I turn to face, but all I've got now is him. Archers do a single point of damage. Go on, lads. Go on, lads. I think that's maybe Drain Life or something. I don't know why they're suddenly on 5 wounds. Oh, that's him. He's on 5 wounds. Yes. This is Andy's response. So he's moved the Goreblight up here, and he's going to do a hindered rear surge. Ooh, there it is. Pain. These zombies have gone into this Summoner Crone. The archers have carked it. So flank, surge, and rear surge. Puts him up to, I think that's 9 damage. Only 9 damage from 5. He is immortal. I swear to God, is all I've got left. But you can see the hordes of zombies are stamping over my little Twilight Kin. He has got 3, 6, and 9 unit strength already. I think he's this guy is in, but only just. And I've only got 1, 2, 3 unit strength on the board left at this point, unfortunately. Couldn't bloody kill these bloody zombies, could I? Turn 6. So I go into that one. There's no real choice. So we try to kill off this zombie horde. I think we fail. I do finally kill this zombie horde. Yay! 7 points of damage. Rubbish. They're okay. Another rear Goreblight charge. Everyone else is moving into the centre. Even worse, drain life from this little bad boy. Wavers my demon, my Archfiend. So even at turn 7 I can't do anything. And then finally, the Shadow Hulk takes it. 2 rear charges in a row. And I think that's where we leave it. And that's at the end of the game. The Gargoyles die to... Whoopsie daisy. Gargoyles die to a counter charge from these zombies. So they're dead. Shadow Hulk dead. All I've got left is an Archfiend because the Crone already died. Boo, boo, boo. I thought I had 2 units left. I thought the Gargoyles survived. Clearly, they did not. Well, so that was the end of Game 6. Good game, though. To be fair, I wasn't half as dispirited as when I played the Scarecrows, because at least I had a chance, and it looked like I was on top. Around turn 4, I was starting to punch through, and then everything started to evaporate, which did feel very dispiriting. But Andy's just like a very, very nice man, and it wasn't too bad at all. So there we have it. Oh, look, it's me and Kyle. It's Kyle Presnetsky, Pretzel Twinkie himself, who was the rules judge. Although the one rules query I got him for, he obviously ruled not in favour of me. But, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not even bothered. There's some armies, which hopefully you can enjoy the look of. I didn't take as many as I wanted to, unfortunately. I was halfway through photographing them when I decided that I would try and bribe Kyle into choosing my miniature for one of the prizes, which didn't work. So, interesting. So, I did okay. 3 and 3 is all right, but a lot of people got 3 and 3. It was really interesting. So actually, I went from potential top 20. In fact, my friend Simon, who did 4 and 2, 4 victories and 2 losses, came 13th. And so I went from there to 58th in the end, which is not a good position, it's fair to say. But it is what it is. The tournament itself was really well run, I have to say. I definitely enjoyed 5 of my 6 matches completely. Really nice to see so many pretty armies. I mean, the painting standard was incredibly high. Really was, given that we don't have painting awards and people weren't generally bringing that many Mantic armies. There were some Mantic armies, quite a few actually. The painting standard really, really high, really lovely to play armies that are beautiful. The venue was really good, so I've never been to Firestorm before. This was as I said before, this was the first, I think it was the second big tournament they'd had. So the biggest tournament that they'd had. Very, very nicely. The shop was amazing. They had everything you could possibly want. Bit far from anything though, so that was a bit sad. But apart from that, what else? Well, there's talk maybe it might even be in a hotel next time. Which means we'll all be there all the time. That would be very exciting. But yeah, no, I had a really good time. Thank you so much to all my opponents. I really enjoyed playing them. And that's about it for this rather sad tournament report. Another triumphant 58th position. Here's to many more. And we'll see you next time. Toodles!